Howdy! If you haven't seen House yet, go watch it. It's an absolute banger of a movie. And while you check it out, go grab our commentary track and watch the movie with us. It's just $1 on our Bandcamp or available to all our Patreon supporters with every other commentary track we've ever made. One more time, that's Please Stop Talking on Bandcamp or Surmia Music on Patreon. Now, on with the scares!
In the deepest and darkest of woods, where not even the light of the moon can penetrate, two vile creatures indulge in dark delights and have conquered their comrades into capitulation. Now they wander these lands watching scary cinema, and there's a good chance you're next. Mandalore and Billy invite you to ponder some spooky tapes.
Welcome back to Pondering Spooky Tapes. Have you ever been inside of a house? Have you?
I thought you were gonna go like a house? A haunted house?
Just a house. You been in one?
No.
Oh, that's crazy.
1977's Houseu, the psychedelic ghost story haunted house extravaganza. I don't know what the fuck, man. It's fucking, this movie's insane. Directed and written by Nobuhiko Obayashi, who also did he also directed an adaptation of The Drifting Classroom for anybody who knows that manga.
Oh, wild. Okay.
Which is, it's like the tone is wrong. It's totally fucking wrong. Because you know how Drifting Classroom is such a serious like story and manga and everybody acts very, you know, it's serious, it's dark. He basically did that story, but what if it was in the style of Houseu? It's wrong. It feels wrong. With the soundtrack by Ase Kobayashi, with help from Go Daigo, the Japanese pop band. We're also joined today by the fellas at Versus Wolves, Woolie and John Eyepatch Wolf. How are you guys doing?
Hello.
Doing good. Woolie told me that we were watching House. So in preparation, I watched about 4 seasons of the Hugh Laurie TV show.
Yeah.
And Woolie, I keep saying it to you, dude. You've got to get more specific with your recommendations. Okay.
I mean, that the ghost possessing the house, technically that could have been Lupus.
There's an episode of Ghosts.
Oh my god. Is there an actual episode of House?
I think there's multiple.
Okay, there's an episode of House where the disease is that the person keeps getting abducted by aliens.
Is that a real thing?
Was that the sleep paralysis one?
Movie? What?
That is a real thing.
What the fuck?
I wish I could make that up.
That sounds so much more like an X-Files episode than anything else.
It could be a
Yeah.
Bones episode.
Well, it would have just been like sleep paralysis.
Like
right?
I'm tempted to explain the concept more. I'm not going to. There is an episode where the disease is getting abducted by aliens.
I hear that House is a mean kind of doctor with weird bedside manner, but would he have been so mean as to name a completely normal girl Mac for how big her stomach is?
He would have, yeah. If he had a daughter,
I
he'd be
think he
like,
probably would have. I think he might have.
you got a real fat baby.
He'd say shit way meaner.
Yeah.
Have you thought about naming your baby fat?
He would not be as subtle as calling her Mac because of stomach.
No,
He
you would just call her
like
baby fat.
Yeah.
like chubby, fat, obese.
I feel like- I
he
feel
would
like-
keep going in the ladder.
I feel like we were yanked out each scene with at least one moment of like, Mac is totally fine. What is wrong with
Yep.
everybody?
It's fucking hilarious how much they bully that girl. Just for context, real quick, I do want to mention.
Oh, you got real quiet.
Yeah, very quiet there for a second.
Sorry, I punched my microphone and then it went off. Okay, sorry. I'll redo
So
that.
mad talking about Mac.
Stop bullying my girl.
There's so many holes in your drywall right now.
It was kind of like hearing someone fall into a void.
Yeah, you got very
I'm just,
distant.
it's just, I'm so angry about what they did to my girl Mac. I don't know what to tell you. But just for context, everybody except Woolie has seen this movie before. I think this is my like 8th time watching this movie. It's in the Billy list of favorite movies.
Cherry popped over here.
Yeah, very much cherry pop. This movie is fucking insane. And it's even, I did everything in my, because you kept asking me when we went out a few days ago, like you kept asking me some questions about the movie and I was like, you know, it's a horror movie.
Yeah.
I was like really trying to circle
Dancing
like
around
what
it.
I did not want to say anything. What did you think of Hausu?
I mean, it was brilliant. I really, really like how the cinematography just goes for it. The transitions are like balls out wild, and it takes courage to not give a fuck and just have things like have a spotlight zoom in on a cat to make sure you didn't miss it. Right?
That killed me, dude. I love it.
Which, in retrospect, you needed to see the evil cat
you needed
there
to know
ahead of time.
Then they're like, how the fuck did the cat get in there? That's like an actual thing they
It
say because it's
mattered.
important. Everything matters. It's fucking this movie for how weird the editing and everything is. Everything has a reason for being the way it is.
Bold. And the matte paintings are just 11 on 10. Like
Amazing. Beautiful.
The matte painter, whoever they got, like was somebody that was a legend in their craft, that was just very, very excited to do as many as possible. And sometimes it looks like they're on a stage because they are, and other times you have these. Well, they always look like they're on a stage.
They're always on a stage, except when they do the outdoor, like when they do the big
Some of the
outdoor scene at
outdoors.
the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, because some are just crazy.
Yes, but it lends itself really well to the dreamlike imagery of like when they're looking off over the veranda, or like peering at the beautiful sunset in the house alleyway and stuff. Like the incredible like matte painting and transitions in particular are like the two best things about this movie.
I'm so fond of the one scene at the beginning where she's talking with her father, and it's just like through this like square segmented glass. It's so fucking gorgeous.
Everything about how that shot is like set up and lit and shot, it's just so fucking
meticulous.
cool.
It's-
Yeah. Like I don't know any other film that looks like this.
No.
Pretty much like only movies that he has made, because Obayashi is a very experimental filmmaker. If you don't mind me going through my little history moment, Obayashi is a pioneer of experimental filmmaking. In 1950s Japan, he was like particularly famous for his work. A lot of the movies that he would do had like themes where it was like blossoming love with young woman as the point of view, and it was always very dreamlike because he loved exploring that look. Because of all the experimental filmmaking he did, he got picked up by an advertising agency in like the 60s. From there, he became really famous for his advertising work because it was very playful, very strange, and super eye-popping, or eye-catching, I mean. And then while he was doing his work for the ad agency, he started working on the script for Hausu with his 10-year-old daughter, actually. So here's the thing I kind of kept from you as much as possible. This movie was co-written by a 10-year-old girl.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That explains a lot.
Whoa.
Yeah. So the movie was written based off of a bunch of things that scared his 10-year-old daughter, Chigumi
Okay.
Obayashi.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, when the futons attack, what's her name? I think it was Sweet that was being attacked by the futons.
Yeah, it was Sweets was being attacked by the futons.
So that's something that actually happened to his daughter Chiguri. She was like putting away her futon and it fell on her, and it was so heavy because she was a very petite like kid that it actually scared her and she thought she was gonna die.
Oh.
Okay, yeah.
And,
When you
yeah.
said that actually happened to her, I pictured like the entire.
Yeah, the entire thing with the doll and the
Oh, wow.
yeah. And no, not actually,
okay.
but just the futon.
I thought you were going to say that the daughter wrote the World War II montage that came out of nowhere in the
No, that was Obayashi.
No, well, there was another screenwriter. I was looking it
Okay.
up because I was curious. It's Chiho Katsuda wrote wrote a bulk of the screenplay. So I was looking at their film history and I was like, let me get a screenshot.
Even other things like the gears of the clock grinding the body of, I don't remember her name at that. There's so many girls and I can't remember their names, but that was something that
fantasy.
Chigumi was also scared of that. And then when their grandparents would chill watermelon in the well behind their home, she would always be scared that when they pull it back up, it would be a head. So that's why Mac's head becomes that. And then Obayashi sent the script off to Toho, and they really, really loved the script because they were like, oh, dude, because it was around the time of Jaws. So they thought that they could turn the script that he wrote into the Japanese blockbuster that was.
They thought that would be like Jaws.
Yeah, they thought it would be the start of Japanese blockbusters.
That is a wild horse to put your bet on.
I know. It's even wilder because they didn't want Obayashi to be the one to direct the movie. And then everybody that they would give the script to would read it and be like,
what is this?
I don't want to fucking direct this. Are you fucking insane? This makes no fucking sense. This is dumb as hell. So because he couldn't find anybody to direct the movie, he instead did something that I just so much respect. He campaigned to make the movie by creating a manga, a novelization, a bunch of radio dramas, and also creating an entire soundtrack album with the Japanese pop band Godiego before they even wanted to start making the production of the movie. And because of how popular all of those things became, especially the radio drama was apparently like fucking, people would tune in and just freak the fuck out about how much they loved it. Toho had to say yes because of it.
So if he had experience with like romance stuff before this, it makes sense because when that stepmom shows up in the beginning and at the end, she has a domain expansion of just like romance movie, like just all the beauty and glamour and aura, around her at all times. It's incredible.
Yeah, she comes in and is surrounded by a different movie.
Yeah, genre shift. It's crazy. After they made the movie, everybody that has worked on that movie said that it was one of the best sets they've ever worked on because Obayashi is just such a friendly, fun guy. He would apparently he would show up to set every single filming day with a different wild outfit, and he would just start playing games, like quizzing them and singing with them and playing music during filming. They loved it.
The film totally has the vibe of everyone on set having a good time.
Yeah,
that's why it's so important to do that, man. Everybody put their whole heart and soul into it, and you can tell it's incredibly fun and well acted.
It's especially nice for an auteur. Like when there's an artist guy that control freaks. So you think like The Exorcist, where it's like, oh yeah, it's like this movie turned out really well, but it was a fucking nightmare to work on because you wanted it exactly like this.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, the artistry is just so specific where it's no, this is a movie that's more like an experience. And he did that filming it.
Especially for The Exorcist was bad because a lot of people got injured during that movie, and there were even 6 deaths or some shit.
I don't know if a bunch of people died. I know that a lot of people were injured.
Which movie was it?
I think
Exorcist
it was The
did
Exorcist.
have
or maybe it was The Exorcist had a bunch of just really tragic deaths after it released. There is something with
it. I can't remember then.
There was that rumor about Poltergeist where people were dying after, but that was like, oh, there's a curse because they had the real bodies.
Yeah, no, that's not.
No, it wasn't that. Sure.
That's really stupid. That's literally just a bunch of really tragic events surrounding one cast of people. That's
well, yeah, no, it's
okay.
Not
yeah, looking it up here, a bunch of people did die on set of Exorcist.
Oh, was it?
Or at least around the production of the movie, I should say.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what I thought because it was really awful. Fucking yeah. You made one of the best horror movies of all time, but it was definitely not worth it. Considering the death.
It's the exact same with The Shining. No one
I was
died.
about to say The Shining.
The set was meant to have been fucking rough, really bad.
And Shelley Duvall permanently having PTSD because they really fucked her up to do that stuff was that's
fucking
not cool,
horrific,
man.
dude. It's fucking horrific.
Well, that's why in this case it's the movie watched it as an experience, and it's I guess being on set was kind of the same thing. Here's our vague idea for what we're doing today. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. And that is actually how they did a lot of the effects. There was no there were no storyboards for this movie.
Oh.
They just showed up and were like, okay, we're gonna shoot it like this.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be pretty.
So
That's
okay,
it. They like
so Billy, like no plan going into each scene.
insane. Yeah.
That is fucking crazy.
fucking crazy.
We're doing improv today.
Like even like a lot of the times Obayashi would show up on set, be like, okay, so we're gonna film like, I don't know, example, we're gonna film like one of the girls flying in the air or some shit, and they were like, he was like, I don't know how to film this, so I guess we'll put a mat there, like a blue screen there, and we'll figure it out in post.
Okay.
And that's how a lot of the effects of the movie were
So
made.
that's interesting
Despite
because
being
there is
so impressive, like it was just fucking experimental as hell.
So like there were totally bits in the movie where like, and I think Mandalore, you kind of pointed out where like there's bits where like it's not working 100%. But like there was that bit where we were watching the girl inside the clock.
Yeah, the clock.
And then after a little bit we were like, oh, okay, she's getting ground up by
Yeah.
the cogs. But that wasn't like apparent immediately.
That's what I meant. Like when she goes transparent too, and like the flames are like consuming like her outline in the mirror.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh,
Yeah.
like that's like you see how it was envisioned, and even with all the technology at the time, I don't know how you would do that. Like that would be extremely hard to make it work what it's in your brain when you think about it.
Yeah, what happened was they would just film whatever they thought they needed, and because they wanted the movie to be as playful as possible, when they had to like go into the post-production, do all the visual effects, they had the Toho studios and the people working VFX at Toho that could have helped them, you know, the people who worked on all the Godzilla movies, whatever. And instead of using their like technical know-how, Obayashi and some other dude, I don't think he did every effect alone. They just kind of went for it and learned as they went because they thought it would be more fun to make it look as fake as possible.
Oh man. So knowing that, there's no way this wasn't shot in chronological order. They just went through the script.
That's what
I was saying it during
That's
commentaries.
what I
Like
was
this feels like it's
saying.
shot
No
just
way.
as they go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why when you were saying that in the commentary track, which you can get in the description, sorry, plug. That's why when you said that, I was like, you know what? That's not that far from what might have actually happened.
Just think about the fact that there is probably enough footage just laying around where you could make another entirely like separate
I don't
movie.
think so. I don't think so. It was expensive to film.
Yeah, but
back then,
how many bits?
How many bits? I don't.
Yeah,
you
think
know,
about
I
like maybe
don't
they just
know.
had a bunch of props and stuff and they were just goofing. So like there's just a bunch of like, oh yeah, we had to get rid of the shark bit. We had to get rid of the spiders.
Yeah.
The shark. I wish there was a shark bit. Oh my god.
And I mean, and again, like there's when Sweet is getting killed and you see like, again, a glass floor that they're shooting from underneath. It's like there's a point where they have
So crazy.
that type of shots. And like even the glass breaking before she gets lit on fire, you know, like that sort of like where the blood is trickling down, like definitionally experimental.
Do you guys remember the scene where we're kind of introduced to the man who's like, I guess he's framed as someone who's going to come and save them, but he doesn't?
Oh,
But,
the teacher, Mr. Togo.
I thought it was the man with the bear for a second.
That whole scene is like
with the bear.
that whole scene is like such a crazy setup, and like it shows him coming out of the shop and then it like pans up and there's something weird going on like the ledge above him, and then something weird going on about the ledge above that, then it zooms back to
Oh, with the little horse and everything.
yeah, and it's like it's all just
Yeah.
to introduce this one character, and it feels like they could have so easily just had him come out of the shop. And they do all this elaborate stuff. And I think what I love about this movie is there's so many moments like that where it's like, wow, what an unnecessary amount of effort.
Yeah.
It's vibes-based movie making.
A lot of setups, no payoffs.
Do you remember the bit with the mummy? Do you remember when there was a mummy in the movie for like
one
2
shot.
seconds?
No. Kung Fu, Mummy comes back and Kung Fu fucking destroys it. Do you not
Immediately.
remember?
Oh, no,
Destroys
okay, I
it.
missed that.
It pops back up. Yes. So when she starts flying through the house, with like she does an X with her hands and she flies through the house, the mummy pops up again and she just fucking goes through him.
Jesus,
like a Looney Tunes
wow.
There's a few of those.
Oh, by the way, for new listeners, we're spoiling the movie, so go watch it. It's so fucking good.
I don't even think it's spoilable.
You know what? You could say anything to somebody that happens in this movie, and they wouldn't believe you.
I mean,
it's so fucking crazy.
That one shot where Auntie gets into the fridge, and then it goes up to the rafters, and you're still staring at the fridge from a distance, and then she crawls into the frame. And then
so
does
good.
the fourth wall break. I mean, unbelievable.
Something that's fucking crazy to me. The way that this was marketed was they were targeting, like teenage girls and office ladies, because it was
Office ladies?
It was an all-star cast. Oh, yeah, office ladies, like office workers.
Well, yeah,
that
teenage girls I get, but office ladies, is that like the?
I don't know.
That's why. That's why the stepmom scene is 3 minutes long at the end.
Apparently, I think she was the Auntie was one of Japan's biggest film actors at the time. I can't remember exactly if she was or not, but she was a pretty big star, so maybe that's why it was marketed towards her. But when they would market the movie, it was specifically a double feature with a corny romance movie called Pure Hearts in Mud, that is also called Love in the Mud. So that romance movie would play before, and it's very typical 70s romance movie, nothing like too interesting about it, and then it just goes to Houseu.
Yeah, I can see the demographic.
You know what? People absolutely fucking loved that double feature.
Yeah,
like this movie, critics absolutely hated it because of course they did. It's such a it's so unique, it's so different, it's like it experimental as hell. A lot of critics didn't like it, but audience loved it.
Anybody who wants to see a girls' night out is basically like who they're aiming this at, and then that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So the movie became, because of like how successful audiences loved it so much, it became a cult hit. And dude, I don't even know if we can still call it a cult hit at this point. It's like it is just one of the.
They got it in Criterion now.
Yeah, I mean it's a huge movie. It's very, very popular, and nothing at all feels like this movie.
I feel like with some of the way those paintings looked and some of those shots and transitions went, I'd love to see it in a theater at maximum size.
Totally.
Actually, the Cinematography in Montreal has shown this movie like twice, I think.
Nice.
During October horror season, and it's a regular one, and I'm sure that seeing this with a theater of people must be absolutely fucking incredible, like electric.
It would add so much for sure to some of those huge shots.
What would this be like in the 4D IMAX? What would the fourth dimension be? I'm trying to think of what the fourth dimension would be.
I need that head to fucking.
They need to flood the theater
in my head. Yeah.
They should flood the theater. They should flood the theater.
Cat laser eyes are just green lasers shining at you, blinding you
directly into your eyes.
Your chair's rocking all over the place as the skeleton dances.
Oh, dude, that's like I still can't get over it. I can't get over that fucking skeleton. It's so funny. In every scene, it's just in the background, and they make him dance around.
Yeah.
The first time I watched this and the second time again with the skeleton, I'm always waiting whenever I see a skeleton to immediately turn into stop motion. But he never does. They just rattle him around.
And what a shame it is.
And it had stop motion in the movie too, which made it surprising. Like they used it for sometimes to do. We'd have to talk about the frame slowdowns in general, like how they played the frame rate and shutter speed.
Oh yeah,
I feel like whatever practical in-camera effects they can tinker with in this movie, they're doing it.
Yeah, and sometimes it's like, why is this happening? Like, oh, it's to convey it's a weird feeling, like when the frame rate dropped by like half.
Yeah,
and they're just like kind of standing around talking. It's like something's wrong.
Every available effect and transition they used. They used all of it.
It's almost maximalist in a way.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, there's a couple wipeouts in this movie, themed ones.
Yeah.
And, right, with Melody getting eaten by the piano, it's like that whole thing there was from getting swallowed initially to the fingers coming off to the hand and then like break, and like it's not just enough to swallow, it's also got to show the pieces bouncing around and then the fingers keep going. Like there was so much happening as like the inside of the piano got more and more red and trippy as well. It was wild.
If you could propose a visual effect to go into this movie that would ruin it, what visual effect would you propose? Like
a visual effect,
effect, like a special effect or a camera effect, or
like anything that could possibly disrupt it.
Yeah, anything that could disrupt this movie. What would be
hard at all.
all?
It could accept anything.
Yeah, I think the problem is like
I have one, but I want to let everybody else pick one first if they can.
Okay, I'm gonna try to think about this.
You gotta
I
think
feel like
about
it's really difficult.
a realistic piece of CGI.
I was thinking nanosuit armor. If Kung Fu nanosuit armor is like in a Marvel movie, I think that'd be the one thing that could take me out.
What? Just any. You know what? I know exactly what could ruin this movie for me. Like just actual like CG'd in advertisement for like anything. Just like.
But if you had a CG gorilla, the movie would just be 10 times better. Like
that would be hilarious.
Start clapping and laughing.
No, it's more like if when it pans out and it's like a bunch of buildings. If it showed like I don't know, McDonald's. I would hate that. I think that would ruin my vibe.
If before the pool scene, she holds up 2 tickets and says Universal Studios and then winks at the camera.
Just Universal Studios, nothing
like
else.
Cat in the Hat. My second was going to be that for no reason, an action scene they turn into like 3D CGI, like Ghost in the Shell 2.0. But it's like super slow and you're stuck on it for a while. Maybe that. But I could see it working in this movie too. So it's hard.
I could maybe see it working. I don't know if you could ruin it.
In general with this question, I'm kind of just shocked about what it's revealing about the film, in that it's just like, man, there is so much here that it's nearly impossible to break the tone because they just did whatever.
Yep. Yeah. They could have cut to anything, and I could imagine a way to make it work, you know?
Yep. It's like if there was like a little CGI, like 1990s car commercial, little guy like the General from the General commercials just walking through the background and be like, yeah, that tracks. There's that one bit in Kung Pao I think of where they have the one little alien that's CG that pops up like twice in the movie. And even like it's just like that, where if you had that, I would just go, yeah, that tracks.
If the Geico lizard showed up, I think that would actually ruin my vibe, dude.
He's just in the background. He's just smoking a cigarette. He's like right next to the shoemakers, the cobblers. They're cobbling, he's gobbling.
Oh, I love the cobbler scene where they're like dancing to the music. Oh, bro. It's like, you said like Katamari Damacy at one point, and I was like, you're so right. It has the same fucking whimsy and everything.
Until we head out the well, like there's a lot of incredible whimsy making in that movie, and like that's one of those things where I really like about it.
Before the shit hits the fan, I think it still has a lot of whimsy.
But even afterwards, because something I noticed is every time someone got like killed, they kind of had their...
They would pull back.
They had their ghost form enjoying being possessed in a way. Mm-hmm. You know, the floating head, or, you know, again, like the piano. I mean, Kung Fu, like final rider kick with the bottom torso was awesome. You know,
dude, best character by far. No question for me. I fucking love Kung Fu, and the fact that her death is like that, she kills the fucking cat by like having her legs exit out and destroy the fucking wall. Amazing.
Anytime a tough character is like, let's fight the monster, and you know they're not going to make it, but they're like, I can hold them back for a minute.
She gets some good hits in.
Yep.
She gets some good hits in this fight with a haunted house.
It kind of feels like Evil Dead in the way that like the stuff that's happening on screen is so ridiculous that like it's funny. Whereas this is like, to make sure this is silly, like we're going to show the characters like get possessed, become ghosts, but they're enjoying themselves. Like, it's just a different way of making that signal that this is fun. Don't take this too seriously.
This is fun. They're having a good time. They're dying, but they're having a good time.
Yeah, and we talked about it during the commentary, but like some of these deaths are pretty fucking scary. Like if you put them in a context that isn't like this cartoony ass movie.
I mean, the clock one's still pretty like every so often it'll just hold.
The clock one, when you think about it, is like is it 13 Ghosts with Monk?
Why are you talking about 13 Ghosts
I just think about the glass door kill and 13 Ghosts, and I'm like, you could put the clock kill into 13 Ghosts.
It's a really good one. There's a lot of there's a lot of good horror imagery, like when she's on fire staring at the mirror, and it's like a very slow, weird. The framing of that shot is kind of really creepy, except it's playing jaunty music during
the jauntiest death music.
You know, the entire soundtrack is absolutely phenomenal. I love it. I love that the guy who made the soundtrack is the watermelon salesman who just turns into a little floating skeleton head when he's told that the guy doesn't like watermelon.
Yeah, he's confronted with the reality where someone's favorite fruit is not watermelon, and his entire existence unravels. He wasn't even a ghost. It just hit him hard.
It's a guy,
That's just a guy.
Followed by the scariest kill of all, turning into a pile of bananas.
I also think
What's the little hat? Did you guys see the little hat and the glasses on the banana?
Yeah.
The moment it turned into a YouTube poop, it was gone, dude. Amazing.
For making the soundtrack before, because sometimes that helps for editing, because you could just like edit it to score, where it's like, oh, like I know how to frame this, or was it like very disconnected? I just don't know.
So they did the soundtrack before making the movie,
right?
And it was in, like I said, collaboration with Godigo. And what they would do, if it was a scene where they didn't need to capture their voice or audio or whatever, he would just like play the soundtrack to make them act a certain way, because it was easier for on set. It was easier for the girls to, since they weren't like actual actors, most of them, just hearing music, they would know how to act because of how the music sounded.
That's smart directing.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Especially when we dropped out anyways. It's like, yeah, here's the vibe, like kind of act to the soundtrack.
Which is, it's cool, but it's also weird because like some of the scenes, like something scary happens and they're just, the music is kind of silly. So I don't know how I would act if I had like, it's two very different things happening.
Drop the cat on a piano and just turn that into a song, That cat on the piano scene, incredible.
So I was thinking, remember, the dog ending from Silent Hill where it's the
of course,
it's the dog bark being like pitched up and down.
And they do that with the cat.
I get like such a strong vibe. I wonder, is that the inspiration for like at least the sound of the dog?
It sounded so similar at the beginning of it too. Beyond Melody starts playing Black Parade.
The cat did look like Minmo.
When the cat started doing that, I was like, oh my god,
Black Parade.
That's such a good point. That's probably where it's from.
That's kind of crazy. I never put two and two together, but yeah, the fucking meow, 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 meow. It's the same as it could be. I mean, it was a very popular movie.
Akira Yamaoka could have been a huge Houseu fan.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Isn't he on Twitter? Let's go on Twitter. Ask him. Let's harass him.
Not even that could make him go on Twitter. No, please.
And yeah, I mean, like I'd say too as well, the house itself is like, for being in Japan too, it's like this big Western house that's like it has an imposing presence that people that are growing up in Tokyo wouldn't be used to, and I feel like they sold that really well. I feel like there's a lot of rooms to it. From again, the matte painting from a distance. There's a couple of moments. There was one shot in particular where they did the panning in while zooming out kind of thing, where you got like that parallax effect. Yeah. And like they did a really good job with like some of that environment stuff, like selling this big weird house with all these parts to it, and it was solid.
I wonder if it does the Shining thing where it's bigger on the inside.
It was a pretty big house though. Like the matte painting of the back of it was like looming over the entire thing.
I wonder if they did the Zootopia abortion comic thing where it's actually Seinfeld's house. I'm thinking Arby's.
For some reason, that Zootopia comic came into my mind when we were watching it. It's so fucking weird that you just brought that up there. I can't remember why. There was some bit, and that one panel came up, and I was like, that's weird. And then, but yeah, okay. Weird.
That's so random. Why did two people think of that?
There was a great shot where I think they were all in the clinic, and like they were kind of like laughing or talking about something, and there was a space for Auntie to wheel her wheelchair in right to the middle. you know, and then like it was like where I think she kind of like came in and said something creepy, and then everyone was like, ah ha ha, and like little moments like that are really like well planned and shot out too, with like a large group of people on screen. I think the stuff they did with Auntie, a lot of Auntie shots gave off her vibe.
Super good staging, like just really
aura farming the entire way. She's on some shit.
The first shot especially.
I'd say like top horror villains of all time is Auntie. She chews every scene she's in.
She chews the scenery.
Like the star. Amazing.
On bananas.
And even like in Ghost Reincarnation as well, like the way they shot the ghost in a couple, of those scenes was really good. Where she turns around.
She's just having a good time.
She is having such a good time.
She's like, I get to fire the green beam. I have a cat that fires the green beam. I'm just having a great time. I'm happy to be here.
Fucking green beam.
They fire the green beam.
Auntie Blast.
It's a weird connection, but it was actually making me think of, I don't know if you've seen the show Common Side Effects, where for some reason the beginning of it looks super ugly. But then some shots look like Studio Ghibli, like really early in. Where this is like,
I see what you mean. Yeah,
this is the combination like, that looks like really like unreal. Like that looks bad, and that's a gorgeous shot outside the matte painting and the lighting. Where it's like this is one of the I've never seen anything in a movie that looks like this. And then there's a cat ghost in the next scene, and it has a little green shine at you. Where it's like it really keeps you on your toes. You do not know what to expect.
It is like there's just so many different kinds of visual language across the movie that it's like. It feels like some weird buffet nearly. It's just that it's kind of magical.
As you say that buffet, I'm thinking of like the stepmom camera, right? Where, she's so glamorous and gorgeous and like gorgeous, like kind of hates it, and when she comes through at the end, like they didn't have to, but they spent all that time, not just to show her like whimsically spinning and twirling and getting out of the car, but they keyed in a couple of trees over the shot to the house in the distance, completely unnecessary, but absolutely establishes like the energy coming off of her as she floats straight up to the front door, One of my favorite things that Obayashi, when he talked about the cast of the movie, he specifically wanted there to be 7 girls because he quoted Kurosawa and said, "If Kurosawa has 7 samurai, I'll have 7 girls."
Awesome.
That's so fucking. It's you know what? 7 is a good number for a little ensemble cast like this. You get
the important part is I feel like that makes sense to him.
Yeah. But you also do get like the whole spectrum, and you spend time with everybody like pretty equally, I'd say. Although I don't think everybody's as developed as I think, like Sweet, I still don't remember exactly what her deal is. Yeah, they gave one line to establish their deal when they were doing the lineup in the beginning. Yeah, Fantasy, I think she just daydreams.
I think, wasn't Sweet? Didn't she like start cleaning? Was that her bit? Mm-hmm. I clean. I got to get the tatami mats.
Fantasy had that one really elaborate dream with the guy on the horse, though. Like that,
Oh, that was awesome.
Cutting in and out. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. That's her with her, because she's in love. Oh, Fantasy is daydreaming about her teacher because she's in love with him. So she's living fantasy. Ah, there you go.
It's a little bit older, but a lot of this, did remind me of how how they were starting to figure out how like editing worked in a show like Ultra Q back in like 69, 68. And a lot of like there's a lot of like quick cuts, flash editing. Some episodes are very boring, like edited very boring. Some episodes it does some like insane things with cuts, with camera shots, and it's very I love that this was just here are all these characters. Here are a bunch of insane cuts. We're just getting her done doing it and putting it out. Like I really appreciate the slapdashery of some of this.
Yeah, I mean this in the best way possible. This person has never gone to film school. This person never went to like editing school, and I like compliments. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's like zero pretentiousness to be found anywhere near that man.
More movies that are just, we're gonna do this, and this, and then we're gonna do it, and we're gonna shoot it. We're gonna figure out what we're doing.
And anything that they didn't figure out on the day, they just went, okay, we're gonna animate it. We're gonna make the evil cat smile animated. We're gonna animate the blood drop. Like, why? Just do it. Like, we're throwing everything in there.
I love when they're like, "Oh, the house is fully evil now. How do we show this? Oh, the house just grows big and tall."
How would you describe House? A cinematographic blunderbuss.
When as they were setting up too, I was kind of wondering, like, oh, is Prof gonna be like the smart one, and they're gonna like Scooby-Doo the situation? And it's like,
She does, she does
No.
go, "My glasses."
there is no Scooby-Dooing.
Will she get an ironic death? No.
She's not that smart. Yeah, she just kind of goes around like, something's weird going on, Why is this like this?
Which is true. There was something weird going on.
Yeah.
But that's that's about as far as it went.
She's not even the one that says haunted house, too. There's somebody else that says, like, "Oh, it's like a haunted house." And then she's like, "No, that's fucking dumb." And then later in the movie, she comes back and she's like, "Actually, I think you were right. I think we're in a haunted house." It's like way too late.
I have failed to come up to an alternate theory for all these ghosts, so I acknowledge it might be haunted.
Yeah.
What was with the goldfish?
They were they
Another Cat in the Hat reference.
were eating them.
They like goldfish.
She was making them out of the body parts. Auntie was tossing them in, and then they cut back to it while I forgot who was hiding behind it during the piano vor. I can't believe that's a sentence.
Yeah, when the piano ate that lady, I was like, whoa, what the
I
fuck?
mean, if you played a Mario game.
It is a
Nintendo
Mario
64,
Yeah, famous Nintendo 64 game.
The only
Well, there
jump
was,
scare in the game.
House did inspire Clock Tower. Like, House is one of the main inspirations behind Clock Tower 1.
Well, seeing the clock murder scene, I was wondering
Yeah.
that, but I wasn't.
Is it actually?
It is, yeah. It is one of the main
you're-
inspirations behind Clock Tower. I was checking because we
Yeah,
had
I could
mentioned
see
video
that.
games. I was looking to see if House. Well, we were talking about Akira Yamaoka, and I was
thought-
looking up to see.
It's so weird because I thought Clock Tower was inspired by
But you could have more than one inspiration.
Yeah.
not Tenebrae. What was the other? We did an episode. on that
Phenomena.
fucking
You're thinking of
movie.
Phenomena.
Phenomena. Yeah,
I love
guess they would have,
Phenomenon.
like,
Oh my god, that movie.
amazing movie.
You know what? You're right. House needed an ape. Locking it in. We needed a monkey.
Yeah, no,
we needed a
not
chimpanzee.
another dangerous chimpanzee.
We
that
needed a
attacks the
dangerous
fucking-
chimpanzee event. We needed a dangerous monkey event in House. I think it's a 9 for me. It would go to 10 if they added a dangerous
I
monkey
think
event.
most movies need a small, angry chimpanzee that ruins everybody's day on set.
There are two good movies I can just. The only two good movies I can think of is it's
Dunstan checks in.
Nope, Dunstan checks in and Phenomena. There are only 3 good movies. There haven't been another good movie.
That's fucking insane. There's not enough chimpanzees in movies.
Well, they're for good
That
reason.
Dunstan checks in wasn't a chimpanzee. That was an orangutan.
Yeah, he was an orangutan.
Oh, so I guess there are only 2 good movies.
Let's start Googling. Well, there's Conga?
It's an orangutan. I
Congo
can't forget
is an
Dunstan.
Congo is an
Yeah.
orangutan.
The intro to Nope is proper monkey horror.
Oh yeah,
That is actually that is like one of the scariest things to just in the theater, staring at you, the fucking image of the monkey with the blood on his face. Fuck that.
I think that week we watched Phenomenon for Pondering. I had watched Nope like the day before, and so I just had a really monkeyful like week that week.
A monkeyful week.
Yeah, I locked it in the brain.
We can only be so blessed.
Honestly, so like I don't watch a lot of horror, but like I would love to know if there are movies like this where the director's child's fears are what were used to make the scary things, to inspire what would go into it. I love that as a starting point.
Shark Boy and Lava Girl. A lot of that was
True.
based off Robert Rodriguez's
That's
kids.
not a horror movie.
It is to me at points. But early on, I said that before I even knew about that, I went, if this got a remake, I bet Robert Rodriguez would do it.
That's true.
And that was before I knew that a child had helped write the script for it, just like Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Did you know there was a lawsuit about that movie?
Was there?
Yeah,
I
there was a
didn't.
wrestler named Shark Boy, and he ended up winning a lawsuit because his name was Shark Boy and he had the copyright for the
no
name.
way.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's a little wrestling bit about
What,
Shark
what
Boy.
league was
That's-
he in?
He was in TNA. He was
Okay.
actually, he started in WCW when WCW was dying, like the death knell
Oh,
of WCW.
yeah, okay.
And then he joined TNA. He had a bit where he went into a coma and woke up with a Stone Cold Steve Austin accent, so he started saying "Shell yeah."
That's not even a shark.
That's so dumb.
I love Shark Boy so much.
But yeah, no, I just all that to say that I think there's something pure you can tap into with like a child's fears.
I,
Yeah.
I mean, children's fears are yeah, they're like, so everything is kind of like wondrous and weird and whimsical and spooky, and it's like, so their emotions are so heightened that if you ask a kid like, oh, you have to tell me like, or draw me or whatever, you know, like just something that scares you, they're gonna find the weirdest possible thing. And you can probably, I mean, he made a whole ass movie just about that, like about like a string of scares.
I think kids, like, they have such a, like, so much a more primal and close relationship with fear than we do. Because like, I remember being a kid and seeing like the wrong scene in like a horror movie, and like that's weeks of your life fucked up. You're just like, oh no, oh, I wish I hadn't seen this. Now I'm in trouble.
And even then, like some shit that like, dude, when I was a kid, I was horrified of a Goofy movie, like the start of the movie where he becomes his dad.
Turns into Goofy.
That horrified me for like.
Did you ever see the David Lynch edit of the Goofy movie trailer?
No, what?
It is
I have not.
fucking incredible. So I love the Goofy movie, but there's something a little weird about that movie, and someone has basically edited it in the Goofy movie in the style of a David Lynch horror movie, and it's amazing.
I'm not, dude. I still haven't seen a Goofy movie because I was so scared of it when I was a kid. I'm still scared of it to this day.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. The trailer isn't gonna help.
I was curious, so I was looking up movies that were maybe script written by children, because I was curious about it. Shark Boy and Lava Girl is one, but I did also find out that the reason they even made a Monster Trucks movie is because the president of Paramount, his son wrote the script, his 4-year-old son.
Wow.
4-year-old son?
That's
4-year-old
cute.
son, not even the director, not the actors. The president of Paramount's 4-year-old son was like, I want a movie about monster trucks. And then I was like, got you. We got you.
It's cute at the same time, kind of horrifying.
Privileged as hell. But
You will give me my monster truck movie. Otherwise, there will be consequences.
Tens of thousands of man hours on fulfilling this 4-year-old's wishes.
that's what I'm. Yeah, exactly. A whole staff.
Will this be good for my resume?
I like to imagine the 4-year-old reading the reviews and being like, "Oh no!"
Don't quit your day job.
So
kid.
yeah, when I was like under 10 years old, I remember my cousins were watching Dr. Giggles.
Oh my God, Dr. Giggles!
It's a
Holy
horror
shit!
movie starring an evil dentist. And
I know about that. That's a movie that we have on the list for Pondering Spook. I fucking it's
so you
sorry, go for it.
No, just you want to talk about what you should not see as a child. There is a particular kill in that I was, again, I was like, I don't remember like how old I was, but it was, it was 1992. So yeah, I literally, like, it was he takes the suction tube, but then there's like a blade that's just like spinning, like a spinning buzzsaw blade, and he puts it in the person's mouth and then puts the suction tube in at the same time. And so like they're buzzsawing someone from the inside of their mouth, and you're seeing the camera cut to the suction tube as it fills up from white to then blood.
Oh God.
I absolutely love
that kill, and that shot is rent free in my head as a child of like, oh my God, the dentist is gonna kill me from the mouth first and then suck up the blood.
Yeah, like good luck getting your kids in there if they see that.
I love Dr. Giggles because the main character in that movie, Dr. Giggles, was played by Larry Drake, who also plays fucking Robert Durant in Darkman, and I fucking love he is so schlocky. He's hilarious. Also, Darkman is another good Pondering movie. I would love to watch that on here.
Take the fucking elephant.
Oh wait, it's elephant.
It's elephant. Yeah, it's a
Dark
pink
Man
elephant.
supercut with Naked Gun.
Naked Gun 2025.
Yeah. Just cut every Liam Neeson movie together. See.
I have a Billy question.
Billy question.
If I may. Yes. If you could add any other girl, like with just one adjective as her name to this movie, an eighth girl, what would it be?
Kame, she has a beam attack.
What did you just say? Kame?
Her name is Kame, like as in God, and she has a beam attack. She just can fire a beam.
Why?
I don't know. You need somebody who can fire. If you're adding an extra character at that point,
I like that. I think that's great.
you add somebody who fires a beam.
I would add a girl named Nun.
Oh, to represent the vacancy within her life.
Oh no, N-U-N. N-U-N.
Oh, like a religious. Oh,
Nothing. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like nothing.
It's like the aspect of nothing. No, none.
Or a sister, whatever. Like like a Christian, a religious person to like be there for that angle of it, and like see how the evil interacts with the spiritual believer.
Adding a character named Nun, and then thinking about she's named Nun because she has a habit. She smokes cigarettes.
Oh.
I mean,
Get it? Because she has a habit. Like a nun would have a habit, but she has a.
we got there.
Wow. Okay. Nice one.
I was gonna say Zabooey. There was a fuck. This sounds insane. I realized I haven't told that story. My the family from Japan, who my family's very close with due to the exchange program with their daughter.
Due to your father being a weed.
Yes, due to that. Because I was like, when I was 2 years old, we had a 19 or 20-year-old Japanese girl staying in our house for like half a year or so. Anyways, her father had visited once, and he brought us like this like stuff from Japan. And one was this brochure of like these people going down. It was like I think it was like a roller coaster, and everyone had their hands up in the air. And in English, it said "The Great Zabooey." And my dad was like, he's like, hey, like Sanishi, like what is like Zabooey? Like what does Zabooey mean? He went, oh, he did this little dive motion with his hands, like Zabooey, like wee. So they would be Zabooey, and they would just
my god,
and they slide around the house on their socks, but they could like slide under stuff. They just
it could be like the bucket scene where the guy's in the bucket, but they're just
Zabooey.
In the background going Zabooey all around the house. Oh, the house should have had a chairlift for the auntie. Wait a minute. We're realizing she's in the wheelchair, but not a very wheelchair accessible house.
No chairlift scene. No chairlift weird death. But I guess she's the bad guy.
You can do so much horror with chairlifts.
That's why it's in Phenomena.
There's one in Child's Play, I'm pretty sure.
Scary movie.
Yeah.
So can I use my ability to add a new character to slightly alter the gimmick of an existing character?
Ooh.
Sure.
Okay. I think we take Mac and we change her to Sumo, and everyone thinks she's cool.
Yeah. Oh, that works.
So instead of being relentlessly bullied, everybody praises her for eating a lot of food.
Yeah, they're like, wow, Sumo, you're so strong and you can eat so much.
I don't know, but does that cut into Kung Fu's character? Because then if you have a character named Sumo, are they going to have to sumo wrestle a ghost?
They're best friends.
Well,
they help fight each other at the end.
They train together.
I was going to say earlier, like we moved from it, but I was going to say like if I would have loved if like Kung Fu was like protecting Mac from everybody's bullying. It was like, hey, leave her alone. Mm-hmm. She's fine. And then you have a little friendship there, That would have been great.
That would have been great. But unfortunately, Kung Fu was the worst of all.
Yes.
Sumo is pretty sick.
I do like Sumo.
So yeah.
If it's Sumo, they actually have to large that girl up though. Because it's like, Mac just had like chipmunk cheeks a bit. It's like, if there's Sumo,
that's all she had. That's all she had.
We need a child who could throw their weight around.
Vaguely squirrel girlish, cute, totally fine.
Okay, Robert Rodriguez. New Mac is the Rizzler in a wig.
Yes!
What did you just say?
New Mac is the Rizzler in a wig.
Yes.
I take back my beam attack answer. I'm just putting the Rizzler in the house suit, and he's wandering around, and he's confused about what's going on. He's not even on set. He's just green screened in the beginning of the movie, and he's walking around like he's lost.
Well, they add him in post.
It's like George Lucas gets his hands on Hausu, and he's like, I need the Rizzler cut. I need it now.
The Rizzler cut. Just add the Rizzler when somebody says his real name, and he's just turning slowly around, pissed off as hell.
I feel like I'm thinking about that nun again, and I feel like Mary would probably be a better name for her.
Oh, Sister
Mary is a good
Mary.
Yeah,
like we call her Mary.
See, Woolie, I think Mary is nearly too subtle for what the film's doing. You know what I mean? Like we literally have a girl called Kung Fu.
How are you doing, Psalms? I'm doing great. Bless the Lord.
New Testament.
How are you doing, Jesus? And it's a teenage girl.
I would add a character called Beatbox.
Oh,
that's pretty good.
I just want her to, anytime she would talk, she would go like, she would do the Joker rap
combined with melody.
Okay, are we getting subtitles or?
Actually, I think they should go Groot where everybody understands beatbox.
Yeah, naming house characters is just naming new Transformers now. Like, oh, I'll have like Soundwave.
I would add Bumblebee.
I just know about the Romeo
Optimus
and Juliet law. I haven't seen the movie.
Did you say know about the Romeo and Juliet locks? What?
Yeah, I haven't seen the Transformers movies. I only know about the Romeo and Juliet law scene.
What do you mean? Oh, right. I
What does
forgot
that
about.
mean?
I forgot.
Oh, is the Romeo and Juliet law the thing where it's like,
Yeah, there's a character who knows like where all of them are, if I remember right. Or like it's like 4. I hate remembering this.
Would beatbox just be like Michael Winslow from Police Academy?
Yes.
just doing sound effects.
yeah, but instead it's a teenage girl.
That's my girl, just Michael Winslow.
Yeah.
Actually, it's just Michael Winslow.
Michael Winslow,
the
Rizzler.
wig.
We have a good cast coming along.
Michael Winslow, the Rizzler, the Macho Man's there as well.
Oh, yeah, brother. This house is messed up.
That's Kung Fu.
She throws her voice and then the ghost gets lost and thinks everybody's down the hall the other way, you know?
I can't. Macho Man Randy Savage interacting with Auntie just, you got 3 minutes. Everybody get out. I'll hold her off.
Thinking we could make cream out of all those bananas. The cream of the crop.
Always rises. Oh, yeah.
I recommend we take all our new characters and have them be their own house movie, minus the original cast.
Yeah.
Worst director to get for that, U-Bowl. U-Bowl directed House.
Why? Why Uwe Boll? Why? He has no whimsy. He could never. We need somebody who has infinite whimsy. A director for the people.
You're right, Ari Aster.
Oh God, can you imagine Ari Aster with like that cast? He has to work with some studio mandate.
I don't know. After Bo is Afraid,
He could do it after Bo
yeah.
is Afraid. They got the penis monster in there.
What did you just say?
They got the penis monster in there.
Haven't seen it, so I'll just take your word on. Like, I'm sure there's a penis in there.
Boy is there.
Well, like the set design alone is very like, yeah, he could. If there's anyone, it would be him.
The sauce is there.
Oh, you know who would ruin that vibe? Taika Waititi. Oh my fucking god. It would actually ruin my vibe.
I mean, Hunt for the Wilder People, I really like that movie, and I like what
I
we're doing.
really
think
like
he
that
could do
movie.
it.
Yeah.
He has good movies.
I think Love and Thunder, people bring up Love and Thunder, but I think Love and Thunder got ruined by Disney. I think he wanted to do...
You know what? Could be.
I want to give it to... I want to hope that it was Disney ruined it, not Taika Waititi, like, going down the pit.
A truly awful movie, dude. Holy crap.
Well, because he directed Ragnarok, and I like the visuals of Ragnarok, but then he wrote and directed Love and Thunder, and there's a lot of...
You know, knowing everything we know and also watching that, what's the fucking Doctor Strange movie that was like...
Multiverse
it was
of
supposed
Madness?
to be Mike... Yeah, because it was supposed to be Mike Flanagan that directed that, and then it was too scary. So they got Sam Raimi instead, and watching it, you're like,
what?
Oh, man.
I didn't know that. So this is too scary.
Yeah, they were like, we want this to be a horror movie, Marvel movie, and then when he made it a horror movie, they were like, whoa, oh.
No, not what we said.
Please look forward to the House remake, a Spike Lee joint.
Oh, there it is.
Oh man.
So to close this little discussion off, for Pondering, just to explain to you guys, we have a rating system where at the end we decide if a movie is art or cool, and there is nothing in between. It is either one or, and you must decide based on vibes alone. Is Hausu art or cool? I think this might be the hardest one.
That is actually kind of tough.
Because this movie is just...
I'd
so
say
much.
art.
I want to go for art.
I'd also want to
go for art.
I mean, this is aggressively art to me.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah,
doing
I
so
think
many
so. I
things
think
that I've
so.
never seen.
It's so art that it comes back into being cool.
If you described it on paper, I'd be like, this is a nonsense mess. And watching it, it is, but it is beautiful about it. It is art.
It is the Ouroboros of art and cool.
Yeah.
It is cool eating its tail to become
It's
art.
so much art, it feeds into cool.
See, I can see that. I can see that.
I think art. I think I've also got to go with art. Like it is cool, but I think those matte paintings, the editing, there's so much in this that is just about like making films in the coolest fucking way, and it's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Dude, specifically, it's like we were talking about this in the commentary track, but when you mentioned like this movie has editing as art instead of invisible editing that we see a lot of the times, and that is such a good argument for why this movie is art, because it's so like, dude, every process of this was creative as fuck instead of like technical or utilitarian, you know?
Yeah. I feel like there's friends I have where like they wouldn't notice editing in anything, you know, unless pointed out. But in this, anyone would have to notice the editing. Like it's very deliberate.
Because it's so creative, it's so unique, and it's so artfully made.
And it
done.
puts everything on the table and right in front of your face. Like it's just right there. Here's the editing. Here's the cat. Everything is right up there. If you don't get it, you gotta get out.
Here's the cat. Make sure you've seen the cat. Make like
Spotlight.
Put a little arrow there. Yeah, spotlight, YouTuber, red arrow.
YouTube thumbnail
cat
arrow,
ear.
cat ear, yeah. They should have had that in Citizen Kane. A lot more people would understand the movie if it had big red arrows pointing at the iconography.
You know what would be fucking insane? Re-editing a bunch of movies as if they were edited
for people who don't
by
get
the
it.
editor of House.
The Obayashi cut of various movies.
The Obayashi. That would be fucking crazy.
And you could do it because of like the freeze frames and the slow motion.
Exactly.
Like you can't break that film.
Like you have instead of the end of The Shining with the big photo of everybody, you just have the big photo, but then you just spotlight on his face just to go, there he is, he's right down there. On Nicholson.
Inception, but at the end text crawl where it just says, he is in a dream. We're not leaving it up. No more leaving it up to the. No, I know artists use subtext and they're all cowards. No more leaving it up to the viewer.
Dude, Obayashi cuts, it's such a good idea though. Like, if you're an editor, that's a real cool little experiment.
It's a joke for 4 people, but yes, I you know.
No, I don't think so. I think you can. It's also like kind of a flex of your technical prowess in a way.
We just call it the cut that your mom will understand.
Where it just points things out.
It just points things out and says it directly. Who is that guy? And then text appears upon the screen that.
Okay, there is actually an Obayashi cut in. Did you guys see The Substance?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's a bit in that movie where she's looking at like a purse, and next thing the purse like fades in a scene from earlier in the movie to explain what she's talking about.
Oh, I did see that. Okay, I see what you mean.
Obayashi editing. That's it. That's where it is. It lives on.
Saw also actually has a scene like that where he wakes up in the morning and then he walks through his bathroom door into a crime scene.
I just like Brennan's idea of having a cut for moms. Like, do you have a smart TV like we put on your PlayStation, it turns on game mode? It's like you have.
Dude, I was thinking of a browser app where it points out characters and says their names, and so I could watch a movie with my mom where she's not asking me a question every 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Who's that guy?
We're also consumed with the discussion of video game difficulty, but where's the cuts for sleepy moms?
That's what I'm saying.
When you watch anything on Amazon Prime and you pause it.
Oh, yeah, the X-ray, yeah. But this is like trivia.
Yeah, X-ray, but for moms, and it's always on.
When you put the disc in, it switches your TV to Motion Plus immediately.
I like it that way. It's not. It's a lot smoother that way, don't you know? It's a lot smoother.
Don't you know? Where the
oh yeah,
fuck
no.
is
I like the Motion Plus. If you take it off the darn TV, it's not as smooth.
Motion Plus, yeah.
a fucking Minnesotan mom like version of any movie?
Oh yeah, well I got the hot dish in the oven, but I can't just fucking watch the whole movie. You know, I gotta be checking the oven. You got tater tot casseroles cooking.
Ooh, have you ever seen The Hobbit? I love how smooth The Hobbit looks. I wish more movies looked like The Hobbit.
You say that, don't even get me started. I actually liked watching that version of the movie in theater. I know I'm the problem. don't even start.
Well, in a theater,
but then
if like you had 3D glasses or whatever, it's like I kind of get it. If it's a giant theater.
In the IMAX, it was good. Everybody was talking about the high frame rate cut, and I was like, I liked it. It looked like a theater production. People were like, I hated it. It looked like a theater production. I was like, that's why I liked it.
Wasn't there like a campaign where actors were like telling people to go in and change their TV settings?
Yeah, for filmmaker mode.
I sold TVs at Best Buy for 4 years. Trust me, there is the amount of people that would come in and then ask me about Motion Plus. I was like, it looks better that way, right? And I'd be like, no, please.
Why do they put out Motion Plus stuff?
To make it look how smooth the TV is for like displays.
Motion Plus is actively used for watching sports because sports is filmed at a higher frame rate.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
the reason
I
that Motion
see.
Plus is an actual feature in TVs is more so for, dad's watching the big game at home. He's got football on the television. Oh, I put the Motion Plus on there. The football looks a lot smoother. But most people don't know that because that's when you put a TV in sport mode, like the Crocs.
Yeah.
You get the high frame rate, the Motion Plus. That's what it's really for.
Okay, I see what you mean.
I think I think a possible answer might also be that they ran out of reasons to sell us televisions a long time ago.
No. Not true because they make up reasons.
There's the one
Samsung
thing
has,
down in price.
QLED.
That's the point.
They don't need to advertise Motion Plus. They just make up stuff. Samsung has QLED. LG has the fine motion. Like there's so many.
Sony,
Hey, don't you shit talk QLED, okay?
QLED's not different. It's not different than LED. It just
It is
means
different. They're
quantum.
smaller.
They just put
They're
a Q
smaller.
in front of
There's
there.
more.
Quantum LEDs.
This is the first time I've ever heard of QLED.
What's quantum about LEDs? What do you know about LEDs that we don't?
There's LEDs. Samsung trademarked QLED as a term for their color processors, and it doesn't mean anything other than LED, but they did it because OLED is an actual different type of technology. Like it's not backlit like a normal TV. QLED is still backlit. They just wanted to make up a reason to compete with LG and Sony in the marketplace.
Look, in this house, we like QLED and blast processing, okay?
there you go.
Very
Blast
real
processing.
technology.
Oh man,
Listen, you need 3 sound cards in your computer. You don't understand.
God.
Audio is actually one of the only technologies that's kind of still behind in the times because it's kind of difficult for most people to understand the difference just with their ears.
Well, this is why we need that movie campaign thing, like to fix your settings. I'm sure Tom Cruise is behind it, like any movie thing, because whenever Tom Cruise talks about movies, it sounds like any quote from him is a cross between Greg Turkington and Homelander.
I don't know where the miscavages are, but I do know about TVs.
Yeah, that's a perfect analogy.
God, he's one of the last true Hollywood actors, I guess.
Because he's crazy.
The man loves movies.
I read a book recently from a director. I think it was like he's the director of Blood Diamond, Ed Sweeney or something like that. But he was talking about.
Oh my God, Blood Diamond. That's
Yeah, he was talking about working with Tom Cruise, and every morning Tom Cruise would come up to him and put his hands on his shoulder, and he's like, "Do you know what we get to do today, Ed?" And Ed was like, yes, Tom. And he was like, "Today we get to make movies." And it was every morning.
I hope he said that loud too.
your microphone like wanted to kill itself there. What the fuck?
You know that Tom Cruise has it in contract to have a hot rock in his trailer every fucking set.
Oh, completely.
He's
rock?
just enjoying life. Like he's got to be a kind of guy who like lays on a hot rock. He's like basking in the sun. He's like, we get
like
to
a
enjoy
lizard.
Yeah,
life today.
because he's a lizard person.
Yeah, because he's got to bask. His scales glow.
I thought you were like combining with the Rock's contract where no one can hit him more than he hits them.
I super fucking weird, but while watching this movie, while watching House, every time Kung Fu was on screen, I was like, what if she has like a Dwayne contract where she like has to
Dwayne
fight?
contract with whatever the fuck she's fighting at the
It's like,
time.
not losing that fight, brother. Not putting anybody over. Not putting this house over, brother.
I mean, she did lose the fight at the end. So
True, but realistically, she still kicked out at 2 points. It's like she kicked out at 3. Like when a wrestler kicks out at 3, they're like, I'm still powerful even though you beat me. Like I'm not putting you over fully.
And then she hands the belt to the house to make it her moment instead of
Yeah, gets up, no injuries. Here's the belt, brother. You deserve this. You're the best house around.
So, sick fact: the opposite of the Rock contract is the Danny Trejo deal, where he has to die in a horrible way when he's a villain and stuff because he doesn't want that encouraging kids to be to be like him.
Yeah.
oh, that's sick.
Does he also die in the SpongeBob movie he's in? I gotta like find that.
He's
out.
not a bad man in the SpongeBob movie.
Oh, he's not a bad guy in SpongeBob.
Only
movie?
if he's a bad guy, he has to die horribly in whatever he is. Yeah.
Yeah, his autobiography talked about that because he doesn't want like bad role models. He's like, look, here's the terrible thing that happens if you're bad.
That's really interesting
He's a fascinating
Compared to
man.
The Rock. Love that. Yeah.
compared to The Rock and also compared to what's the name?
Vin
The
Diesel?
Beekeeper guy. No, Beekeeper.
Beekeeper.
Nick Cage.
Is that for the Wicker Man? He's the beekeeper?
No, the Beekeeper. That's the name of the fucking movie. Oh my God.
Jason Statham?
Yes.
Jason Statham. He also has a thing.
Why
saw
did
the
you
Rock's
say the
concept
transporter?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
the
Craig.
beekeeper.
Beekeeper was the only thing in my head, and also I love that movie. It's fucking awesome.
Well, Jason Statham, I think, has that because he saw. I think he saw The Rock's contract and said, "Hey, I want that too."
It was during Furious 7. He was like, "What the fuck? I don't want to lose to him." And then he like fucked with him by doing that.
Yeah.
Then they both were in Hobbs and Shaw together.
Hobbs and Shaw, yeah.
Well, Creel worked with Danny Trejo when he was still working on movies.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he has a Danny Trejo story where he's like, I guess they're like, he's like, yeah, I'd always hang out with the crew and it was super cool. He's like, man, I wish I could be you, Danny Trejo. And Danny Trejo said, no, I wish I could be you, Creel.
And then they kissed.
Hobbs and Shaw versus the house.
Howdy! Thanks so much for listening. This episode would not have been possible without the help from our patrons, such as Alan Diver, Boopulu, Brain Soup, Brass, Cassandra Crash, Chipples, Chips, Chris Chapman, DX Studios, Edward McMillan, Eric Scott Gillies, Ethereal, Geef, Generic Phoenix, Gwidrian, Guy Beam, Heretic Shark, Invictus Echo, Lambda Man, Leo the Geotech, Lucavia, Mr. Starchy, Mr. Shirt, Philosophicool, Presta Husk, Rat Supreme, Sponge Guy, The Frost Ace, Trading Bark, Tritty Bird, Toucan Farbin, Ulbert, Will9455, and Woodstock. Thanks so much for listening, and we hope you enjoyed this long-awaited spooky collab. Fucking awful. Go check out Versus Wolves.